show Sheng. I'm an actor. I'm also an advocate for issues around trans and communities of color. And I try and use my platform and my voice to bring awareness and hopefully use it as a tool for change. I identify as a Chinese American transracial adoptee, trans man. I was adopted as an infant and I came out as trans when I was in middle school. So I think those are my most salient identities as an East Asian person and a trans person. I first got involved when Leon texted me close to a year ago, if not just under a year ago. And Leon came to me with this idea. I'm really grateful that I was able to have availability to join the project. Leon's a really cool person. Sharp Suiting, I've gotten 2 great suits from them. And so I'm really grateful for the work that Leon and Sharp Suiting does do. And just wanted to support them in any way possible. Being part of the Take On Me video was so much fun. I've never been in a music video. I've never been near a music video being made. I remember pretty early on, Leon wanted as much feedback and like collaboration as possible. And so I kind of came to him with a few ideas, particularly around like, oh, what if it's like in a car and they're at the beach or something kind of like melancholy? Because for me, tapping into like bittersweet melancholy sadness is a little easier. I don't know if that's good or bad. But so we really worked together as a team to kind of see where the story would go. It was amazing. Amanda's got a beautiful voice. So happy to have gotten to work with her. She's so nice. She's so sweet. She's very funny. And there was actually this really funny and kind of sad moment where Amanda got stung by a bee.
That's on my shoulder, stung you.
That's rude of it to be like, I'm a different host.
Oh my god, please make it go away.
Oh.
And she was such a great sport, and she you know, kept filming, we kept filming, and she didn't have a bad reaction, thank God. But it's definitely one of those kind of moments where she was both professional and just human, and it was amazing to see her just kind of like deal with it. I had so much fun. She's so easy to work with, and it was just a really great crew and director. Working with Leon and James, I mean, it was a very small shoot because of COVID. You know, we had a cap on the amount of people who were able to be present. And in a way, I kind of prefer a smaller crew. It felt more intimate. It felt a little more personal. And so Leon was really great. He was like all over the place, but he like still was able to be present and answering things and like delegating and still kind of facilitating the entire day. And James, again, is also super collaborative, totally down to listen and open to ideas. And one of the most easy like directing experiences I've had so far as well. Both were just really, really great to work with. It just felt so comfortable. It felt very safe and very comfortable. In the full video, there's a scene where we get into a pool and the crew did come in, and it was just really funny because like it was super cold. The water was super cold. I remember like Amanda and I slowly like got in, and I was like super cold and tense, and she kind of got in even more gradually than I did.
I don't want to go deeper.
It wasn't a party because it was work, but it felt very celebratory, and also like it just felt so easy to be present in that moment for our characters in the video, and just like be present as people, as actors, as humans. It just felt very calming. I was not around in the 80s. I was only semi-around for the 90s. I was born in 96, but I did know Take On Me because when I was a kid, I did Dance Dance Revolution competitions at our local library. And so I was very familiar with the song, and it really kind of took me back to doing that as like a 9-year-old. Anytime we as queer folks get to kind of take control of something or reimagine something through our own perspective, it really not only makes people think, but also makes other people, like other folks in the queer community potentially, feel seen. We also deserve to be able to have fun like this and be portrayed this way and have this kind of creative outlet. It was really exciting. And again, like anytime anything can be reimagined through a queer lens, adds just another level of fun to it. I have a lot of thoughts about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We often talk about intention versus impact. Fully believe that impact tends to outweigh someone's intention, because you can have the best intentions in the world and still maybe like miss the mark with something, and that's really important to acknowledge. And I still think that intention is really important for any sort of group that's trying to create change in a visible way. It seems like True Colors takes a pretty like wide approach in terms of looking at the way various identities intersect and are impacted by structural issues. And to me, that's really important to see like what are the systematic differences and ways in which they're marginalized. And so I think that's a really important piece to creating change and supporting marginalized communities is understanding why why they are marginalized. So I'm excited. I think it's great. And I think that I know a lot of queer folks love Cyndi Lauper. So I'm sure that's going to also get more folks who might not be aware of her foundation to also learn about that as well. The issues that feel most important to me: queer and trans voices, queer and trans Black and Indigenous people of color, the experiences of queer and trans Asian American Pacific Islanders, and queer and trans Asian adoptees. These identities are all super important to me, and I believe that they can all exist, like the work around all of them can exist together. And I know that some communities just are able to relate to one another in ways that other communities can't. Yeah, those are the primary groups I'm focused on and that I focus my work on. I'm currently working on learning about writing, screenwriting, but I'm in a very unique position where I get to read scripts on a pretty regular basis as we are filming the second season of Generation Q. And so I get to see kind of the structure of a story really laid out in front of me. Learning how to apply that to my own work has been really interesting. And I have a very rough draft of like a queer trans love story rom-com around the holiday season. I don't know if it'll ever be made, but on the chance there's ever the opportunity, I want to be able to say like, I have this, I wrote this, it's really important to me, and I would love to see where it goes. And in the meantime, I'm just also writing different things and kind of jotting down ideas and really kind of just taking what I can through my job right now. Thank you all for tuning in to the premiere of the Mixtape Capsule, and I hope that you join us in supporting this incredible foundation.